versus K. Rool. I gotta switch the folks. I have to switch up some texts here and reset this. Alright, so we're going to start it off on PS2 here with the Samus versus K. Rool matchup. Now, this is not an everyday matchup that you see on the books here, but Samus has a lot of mobility, and K. Rool's going to have a lot of hard time trying to pressure in because, you know, K. Rool is just one of those characters that can take the hits and really try to play it safe, but Samus is good at maneuvering and getting away from a lot of those moves that K. Rool has to offer. There. Right now he's got a bit of stage control. Gonna miss that grab there. That back throw is gonna do it at 100%. I don't know if that was just a DI mix-up or that could have just taken it there. Gonna get the jab and waiting for it. Waiting over the setup. Back throw. Gonna get him off stage. Nice grab coming out for Chef there. Trying to go for the side B. Gets the grab. That was a pretty good mix-up. Trying to play a little careful here. Nair got that super armor, and we're gonna get some up air strings going on with Samus. Exactly, but going right back to neutral to try to get that stage control. But K. Rool, as big as he is, he gets back on stage pretty quickly. You'd be surprised at how fast this character actually is, despite his size. Gets the roll back and immediately gets the grab. Down tilt, gonna trade over that forward air coming out from Samus, but Samus gets back on stage and definitely putting out that back throw to get control for a moment's time. But seems like the mix-up play on Demonking's end is pretty familiar. I think this guy actually plays Samus as well, so he's pretty familiar with Samus's tricks and games and ready for whatever he's willing to throw at him. But Chef is not somebody you want to take lightly, as he's this far into the bracket along with Demonking to be talking about matchup data and how good people are. So, but right now he's got the control going on. 149 tacked on. That's gonna do it with the semi-charged shot, getting the neutral get up. But Demon responding right back with the back air, trying to tack on the damage and get the up air confirmed. But Chef is just cooking on the damage, getting those grabs and those confirms on the heavy that K. Rool really can't do much about, even despite the DI difference. Playing a little bit of neutral, got the super armor there, trying to tack it on, but they're just going back and forth, and it's really hard to get these guys into the suit of it, because one guy's got super armor, the other one's just super fast, and that up B, man, it covers so much, and it's such a good option against K. Rool, because K. Rool really wants to get under your skin and see what it is, and that neutral B, not exactly going to do it. 150, going low, trying to get the low blow, but not going to do it. That should cut it there with the grab. The up throw is going to do it. That goes for game one, right to Chef. Man, what a match that was. Yo, Joel, we all gotta get a picture once it's all done. I fix this overlay here. So, wonder if Demonking is going. Yeah, it's best of 5. Yes.
3, 2, 1, go!
We are in winners finals here. Let me fix this up. Get right back to the match. Apologize for that, folks. My skills are not on par here with the whole layout. Right, up. Right, so we're backing on to game 2 here on Smashville. A little bit of a lighter on a tread when it comes to stage control. You don't have much space to work with. This is kind of terrible for Samus because K. Rool wants to get in, and Samus is really reliable with that tether. You want to have as much space as possible, and PS2 is typically a good stage for it. So there's going to be a much harder deficit for Samus to get a lot of those confirms You're gonna kind of have to go off on those reads in order to really make do with the play style. Gonna get that tether to get him off the stage there. Looking for a down B setup. Good recovery on Demon's end, but it's not really gonna cut out for him. He's having a hard time, and he gets the stage spike. Wow, looks like that's gonna take first stock off for him. And so going back and forth here, having an offstage battle. Both of these characters have extremely good recoveries, and Samus can kind of play around with however she feels fit. But he's still holding on to this first stock pretty well at 158. Trying to maintain stage control, but Samus is really trying to put on the pressure. Got a bit of a charge shot, going for the nair, getting that down B to gimp a little bit, but how is he gonna set this up here? He gets the grab, and that's not gonna do it. It might have been a stale grab throw. He had the right setup in mind, but like I said, K-Root is pretty heavy. Not even gonna do it on the charge shot there. Is that gonna take the stock? Probably not. 214. We're at 224. What a survive addict Demon is at the moment, and he's gonna miss that grab. So that did a pretty good wonder for him. Trying to get the down tilt 2 frame, but that's definitely gonna do it. 237. Good stock confirm off of Chef to try to bring it back to neutral. And they're looking for the setups right off the back, but Demon's well aware because he plays this matchup. Looking for the down air spike to get it through, but Chef already ahead of the game, knowing that he's trying to go for those offstage shenanigans and gonna attack back with a response of 40% with a spike. Wow, that was a good recognition on Chef's part. Getting the immediate upbeat to down air confirm. But Demon, he's still not wary from it because he knows this matchup, and he's at 115% now. So getting the super armor, he might have to tack something on here to bring back the neutral and get the level grounds. But that shield's looking a little small. Gets the shield poke, but the back air is going to do it. Good response coming in from Demon, running it back to neutral. And the side B, good parry on the side B from Chef's end, getting the forward tilt. These guys are just packing it back and forth, and it's really hard to see who's really taking control because, you know, these guys are both well aware of their play styles and they're paying attention so keen-minded that you really don't know who's doing what at this point. The mix-ups are just game for the play. Gonna capitalize on that dash grab, good punish. That's I'm not sure if that was intentional there. That up B being a little too going for the forward smash, but gonna get punished on the grab. See what he's gonna go for here. Going for the side B to get him away, but got that tether grab, man. And despite Samus not really having a lot of space to work with, he's got that pebble shield. Despite not having a lot of space to work with, it's even harder for K-Rool to be evasive because those grabs are going to take it a lot easier, and that's going to go for game 2 for Chef with the charge shot, capitalizing on the stage control. Now Samus doesn't have a lot of capitalizing moments because she can't really run, but if she needs to turn on the pressure, it's there for the moment. And when you're a heavy character, you really need to pay attention to those moves because they come out like you wouldn't believe, and it's just, that's the match. So, we're going to go into game 3 here, seeing if Demon is going to stay or if he's switching. Might be better to maybe it looks like he's switching to Lucina. Much better of a nimble matchup because these, you know, the hard heavies can do wonders, but against Samus, it's really a 50-50. The matchups are not there. But we're going to start off on small battlefield. Going to get the easy 45% combo. Up to 74, getting the mix-up read. Now Lucina's, I'd have to say, is a lot better of a matchup just because of her mobility on those up Bs and that distance. You kind of want to create that space between Samus because Samus really capitalizes a lot on distance and being able to control the ground and get you on those mix-ups. But Lucina is good at being able to stop that with those fast moves and jabs. Those seems like he's having a bit of a hard time right now at 143. Gonna tack on damage and getting him with the gimp, cutting him out at 62%. So he's gonna go for a stock to Demon. Gonna have to play it a little soft here because one grab can do it for Chef here, and I think Demon knows that he's expecting that. He's gonna almost getting it there, so he kind of knows because he actually plays Samus and he's aware of the circumstances. But that down B setup, man, that's just gonna give you all the cheese you need just to get the stock. Gonna bring it right back to even. We have 45%. good little mix up there on the ground control. Spot dodging the tether so that he can't actually get the combo that he needs. And he's playing a lot safe, maintaining that center control, realizing that Samus is really looking for those burst options like that up B, getting a couple of damage tacked on. 47 on Lucina. We're at 95 for Samus. It's a bit of a trade-up movement. Good mix-up and patience coming out from Chef, getting the up tilt. But that was a nice little up air. I didn't think he had his jump there. Good recovery on both ends. He looks like he's going for the pressure, and these guys are they're going at each other. And good recognition from King there. Actually getting the back air to capitalize on the grab from Chef, because Chef's been having a habit of waiting for his opponent to land and going for those grabs. And I think Demon King's actually realizing that, and he's starting to. This is right now we're on game 3, and it's up. Chef's up 2-0, but he's playing pretty well because he's starting to realize a lot of the habits that Chef's doing, like a lot of ground grabs. So, what's going on, man? How you doing, man? Good to see you. And taking it going for the down B games, and he's actually going to get him right there with the Gimp. That's an up tilt, and we're right back to even. Getting an up tilt, maintaining that center control, trying to get some of those plays, but Demon King's well aware of it, and he's ready to just do the moves that he needs to in order. What a grab that was there! Going to tack on easy 20%. You know, Rage is on par with Samus here, but gonna play a little of the side B games because, you know, at this point he just needs damage, and if he could space Lucina out and try to get it a little more even, make it harder for Lucina to just throw out those moves and get away with the punishes. Gonna be a nice little upbeat back air response. Oh, that's gonna be a heavy hitter. That as well. Forward air. I'm looking for the Gimp. Ooh, a little bit of a trade-off there. That side B. What a parry! What a parry that was! Down smash, taking it for game 3 over to Demon King. Right. Wow, what an absolute response coming out from Demon King here. Taking it for game 3 with a down smash response. Now, it looks like they're going to stay here. And they're bringing it back to PS2. All right, so we're back to PS2 now, and like it start off, you know, same boat. We got the grab combos coming out, but good mix up, trying to get the roll read, and ends up getting the grab tether. And these guys are just hammering each other. And Samus, like a character that's both good on the offense, on speed, defense parameters. Such a hard character to really compel. Even as a swordy, you really have to pay mind to a lot of the moves that she has, because she can just get away with a lot of stuff that you can't really contest. But like I said, Demon King well aware of the matchup and ready for a lot of the maneuvers that Chef is trying to pan out, but having a hard time at this moment, and that's going to be an SD, trying to get the short up B recovery to mix up the crossing. But already taking 45% damage. This is not looking good for Demon King. Getting another tether grab, mix up, and he's actually taking control of the map pretty well, trying to get a mix up going to recover, but he's just kind of well aware. It looks like he's paying attention to the habits that he's paid inclusion to and trying to play a little smarter. Good mix up coming up from Demon King, but the recovery is gonna help him that up. He's really good on grabbing that ledge without taking any damage, and another stock coming off with a down smash and the neutral get up. And we just damage is coming in. This is not looking good for him. Gonna get the jab lock for a couple 66% damage. Oh man, I don't know how Demon King's gonna come back from this one, but he's really got to start playing. Gonna have to start playing it a little more careful if he wants to take a game and bring it back to game 5. What do you think about that, Alex? Seems to be pretty much of a big deficit. Is that gonna be it?
Incredible edge guard from Samus.
Man, that's gonna do it.
The best character to do it.
Best character. The down